So this is our second episode of Time Capsule Podcast. We have recorded it with Shreyansh, who has done his MBA from IIM Indore, and he has talked about his experience throughout his journey. So please watch the video till the end and enjoy the show. Please welcome Shreyansh Bhuwania.
Hi,
So,
everyone.
sir, how does it feel to be back in our own college?
Part nostalgic, part gathering all the memories that I had from this college.
Which was the better part? I mean, the IIM or the Bhawanipur?
The thing
I
is,
hope it's Bhawanipur.
now I have to be diplomatic on this answer because both have their separate places in my heart. So, yeah, Bhawanipur had a separate meaning to my life in that part of my life.
Yeah.
But I am Indore, this has now been the fresher memory. Like, this is now the stepping stone I'm entering into my career. But I reached I am Indore because of Bhawanipur.
Okay. So, how was your IIM experience overall?
It's very difficult to, summarize it in a paragraph or even one line, one
Obviously.
word. So, in one word, if I were to describe, it was crazy. The experience was crazy. You get to experience lots and lots of things. It's not about the knowledge that you gather, it's about the experiences and the experiential learning that you have there. Like currently, I started posting on LinkedIn, and
Yeah.
there, instead of more than the knowledge that I gained in my IIM Indore experience, but the moments I had or the experiential learning that I had with my friends or the professors, or let's say there is a concept of class participation. Like this T-shirt has this CP.
Okay.
This is a IIM Indore T-shirt.
Oh, nice.
The entire icon.
It's quite creative,
encapsulates-
actually.
Yeah, it encapsulates everything that happens in college. So this CP part is the class participation part, in which, let's say, here we study using books, but there, most of the subjects are based on cases, business case studies.
Yeah.
The businesses which have succeeded, the businesses which have failed, overall industry. There are a lot of subjects which involves business case studies from Harvard, from LBS and all. So we have to prepare before coming to class, like half an hour or 1 hour read through the case, and during the class everyone has to participate in that discussion.
Okay.
And marks are allocated for that. Like I didn't know before joining IIM Indore that 20 or 30, even 35% marks are allocated in certain subjects to the class participation component. Like if you excel at it, you can even fail at the writing part or another evaluation part.
Yeah.
Like there was one subject, particular subject, ecosystem and platforms, which I loved. One of the best subjects in my IIM Indore curriculum. That had 50% class participation weightage. So I just performed well in the class. I didn't have any stress or any tension about the end terms.
What that particular subject had, as in topics?
Ecosystem and platform. So currently we see businesses or any company as working towards one particular product or service. But nowadays what has started to happen, like you can see, there are a lot of companies who are trying to move towards ecosystems. Let's give you an example of Apple. That's the best example, a classic example of an ecosystem.
Yeah.
If you buy an iPhone, you'll not just be restricted to iPhone. Like I bought an iPhone, so I didn't restrict myself just to that. You can't do that because of the ecosystem that it has created. And I thought it's just restricted to Apple, this idea, or only Apple or only a few companies or few people are doing it.
Yeah.
But if you go ahead and see, even Tesla is doing it. We all know that it manufactures cars, but Tesla also has the solar power or solar capacity or solar cell which is fitted into the car. He started with the business of cars, but then he backward integrated using that solar power or solar. So every business is now trying to move towards ecosystem and not just remain constant to one particular product or one particular service.
So you think that ecosystem part is very vital for the business nowadays?
Yes.
Okay. So coming back to your college memories, like what were your best memories in the college, as in for IIM?
As in for IIM, the last 3 months I gave the biggest or the largest amount of memories because of my farewell, because of my convocation. All the memories got rekindled during the farewell and during the convocation.
It must
We
have
had
been emotional, I guess.
Yeah, because for straight 2 days we were having a farewell. For 2 days, one day there was a Western wear,
Okay.
and the another day it was an Indian wear concept.
wear, yeah.
And college was organizing events for us. We were having our own separate parties or whatever you call it. So that whole 2 day, it was like a vacation or a function that is happening inside the college. Because of that, the last 3 months, or particularly the farewell and convocation, these are the most memorable days of my life.
Okay, so like I've heard this, like in MBA colleges, you don't get time to do anything else. As in, you wake up, you sleep, and you just keep solving case studies. And be in an MBA college, you won't get time, because that's what MBA is for, to make people learn time management and do skills on time. And you get a very small deadline, I guess. So like,
Is that the reason that the whole 2 years was not the best part of yours and the last 3 months was the best part because you got to party? Or as in events and
Not
families?
exactly. That was what I was thinking about to answer, but I'll answer it differently now because my first term
Yeah.
and the last term were the busiest ones. Although people in the last 3 terms were enjoying and having fun, they didn't have much of classes.
Yeah.
Like every week we'll have maximum of 5 to 6 1 hour class. That's it. Or maybe 10 classes for most of the people. We didn't have any classes. But in the term one, we had classes, 20, 25 classes in 1 week. Even more than that, 30 classes. We had placement preparation. We had club committee selection. Like we have club committees here, no, but it's not that difficult to get in. Like if you just go and you perform well in the interview or in the selection process here,
Yeah.
you'll get in. But there, people are desperate to get inside any club or any committee that they're interested in. Like there was this one particular committee, sports committee, which I wanted to get in. But there is a huge competition. Like I have played badminton for my school and also I thought I would be one of the good people out there.
Yeah.
But there are people who have played for Delhi. People who have played for Delhi and they are, contesting for the same position that you are. So there I realized the actual competition that lies if you see on a national level.
But I think that made you grow more.
Yeah, exactly. That pressure or that that whole cohort or that whole surrounding makes you grow up. And coming back to my point. So in the first term, because of these things, we were very busy. And that whole phrase or that whole paragraph you told, that's applicable to the first term. And quite a little to the second term. But the last term, it's chill for everyone. I was involved in some other activities like my own idea I was working on.
Yeah.
So because of that, I had the most hectic time. I didn't get all the time to party and all.
Yeah.
But that's the time I loved the most because that's the time I explored. I went and talked to all the professors who came as a visiting faculty. Like there are a few professors who came from US and UK, from Loyola Business School and one from Neoma Business School.
Yeah.
So they came just for 10 sessions.
Okay.
They took those sessions. Even a half an hour or 1 hour conversation with them, it can show you a lot about the industry, about life. You can learn more in that 1 hour, 1-to-1 conversation than you can in most of the classes that you're having. Because of that, all these things combined, you don't get a lot of time. But term 2, term 3, term 4, we have time. It's not like that all the hype that has been created that we don't get time. We have time. You just have to manage it well. In fact, my first LinkedIn post, it's based on what is the most important skill I learned in MBA.
What it was?
Time management. And managing time is not exactly managing time. It's about managing priorities. Like you have to manage your priorities well, then only you can manage your time. My parents came to my college, IIM Indore, during the February time, a couple of months back. So I was working on simultaneously on my idea. My friends were partying. I had some classes, a few classes. I had professors to meet with. I had a meeting with the director as well. All of these things I had to prioritize. I prioritized them well, and I didn't have to worry about the time management. Everything aligned.
But I think at some point there might have been a situation where you are messing up, like sacrificing some things which you wanted to prioritize.
Yeah.
So like, how do you cope up with that?
So that's what prioritizing means, right?
You win some, you lose some.
It's a trade-off. You'll have to lose this opportunity or this experience to gain this experience.
Okay. So like, as you said, in the first term, it was very difficult for you because there were like 25 to 30 classes in a day. Okay.
No, not in a day, but in a week.
Yeah, in a week, sorry. In a week, 25 to 30 classes.
Yeah.
So like, after graduating from Bhawanipur, like I think you did BCom, right?
Yeah, BCom, and along with that, I was preparing for chartered accountancy as well.
Okay, so like that journey didn't...
The thing is, I did not find it my cup of tea. Like I did not enjoy...
We are in the same cup of tea actually.
It's not that I was a bad student. I aced the foundation exam, but as soon as I came in intermediate, I realized that this is not for me. I gave the exam, I sat for the exam without much preparation.
And you aced it?
No, I didn't. I thought I would ace it without even preparing. I didn't even study for that tuition part. I just studied before the exam. I thought I would ace it, but that's not possible in CA.
Yeah.
That's not possible in CA. You can do that for CAT. Like people actually do that for CAT. The people who have prepared beforehand for quantitative and logical reasoning. There are not many, but you'll find some IITians or some very good analytical minds who just go to CAT, sit on that day, and they score very high, like 95, 98, 99, without any preparation. A very small portion, but they do. Because CAT is not something that you require a lot of studying for. If you have that analytical mindset, you know how to solve maths, because you have learned 11, 12
Yeah.
before class 10.
Mhm.
It's mostly that. And in the second part, logical reasoning part, the engineer guys are excel
Far
at it.
ahead.
Yeah, far ahead as compared. This should not be a comparison because we
Yeah.
can excel at the English part, the BARC part. It's just a paragraph, you have to comprehend it and you'll have to answer. That's it. No prior knowledge, no nothing. It's just getting better at it through practice.
Okay. So like, did you have any mentor you could look upon to like for guiding you for MBA or regarding your future plans? Like as in you were doing CA.
Yeah.
So you had to choose some other options because you thought that you won't be able to complete CA.
Yeah.
So like any mentor who guided you towards this?
Yeah, I had a few mentors actually. Not a few. The guy who was sitting downstairs,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
friend,
Yeah.
he was actually one of the biggest mentor I had.
Okay.
He was planning for MBA. He was doing his job, but that he was simultaneously preparing for MBA as well. So one day I met him and I got to know that he lived in the same society. So I got to know that he's preparing for MBA. And from him, I got the base or the first understanding of MBA or first exposure to the MBA world, what it is, how it works, how to give CAT, and how to do everything from that point on.
Okay.
That is why that guy is very special to me and I brought him here.
That's nice. So like, who is your source of inspiration to keep moving ahead even at the times like I'm sure we have low times in our life.
Yeah.
So what is your source of inspiration that keeps the train doesn't stop in that way?
My family, especially my sister.
They have supported you a lot during
Yeah,
this journey.
especially my sister. She is the biggest support system I have. So
Okay. So do you think MBA is just a job degree which we want to earn lakhs of money or thousands of money, or there are other skills which you need to crack MBA or CAT exam rather?
no, there are a lot of other skills that you need to ace.
Like?
And to get a job, first of all, to get a job, I as a graduate, I didn't know what skills are required. It's not just your resume, it's not just the marks you have gotten in 10th, 12th or your graduation or the internships you have done. If you can't convey them, you won't get a job. And for MBA, that is one of the biggest priority that they have. Once I got inside the system, I asked to the professors, like, what do you actually look for? Because if someone, let's say, asks me, what does a professor who is at the other end of the table, what does he actually look for? So I, face on face, I talked to the one who's hiring or who is taking the guys in.
Yeah.
So his answer was, we don't see if he'll top the class. We don't see if he'll be the best candidate. We just see if he can survive this environment, because this environment is not for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, if he has more potential in his business or in his startup or in his family's business or in the current job he's doing, even that guy is not right for us. He'll come here, but he'll be disappointed seeing at the opportunities.
Yeah.
Like, there can be a few people, and then there can be a few people who have very good scores in 10, 12, even in their graduation. They are the best analytical minds. But if they can't convey their minds to the interviewer, because that's the biggest priority for them. If you want to manage businesses, you need to communicate. You have to learn to communicate. So those professors answered me, communication part, communicating your mindset, that's the most important thing.
Any other soft skills that person should have?
Let's say there is a scale of 100, I'd give 50 to communication.
Yeah, okay.
Even Warren Buffett said the same thing.
Yeah.
From there, I got this analogy. And apart from that, you need to have people skills. Like, you need to be good with people. Because inside the college, you have to get a lot of things done.
Yeah.
Not just because of your academics, but other things as well. Like, you are managing 10 different priorities all at once, like we spoke about priorities.
Yeah.
So in academics as well, let's say there are not individual subjects, like individual assignments. You have to have group assignments. As in, when we go to the college, we are assigned one college group or one study group, they call it. There are, like I mentioned, 30% marks for CP. So there are other components like group components, in which you have to prepare or submit submissions as a group. So for 100 marks, 30 marks or 20 marks would be for CP, and 20 marks or 30 marks would be for group component. So there you have to work with groups. That was the first time in a college environment I am working with a group for a proper submission or to gain marks.
Okay.
I'll have to good with people to gain that marks or to pass.
Your coordination should be great.
Exactly. So that is that is the second most important skill that I think is required for an MBA.
Okay. According to you, should MBA be done just after college, or you should have some real life industry experience and then go for the degree? I mean, I think you have done directly after college. Yeah. So, but what would you prefer?
I think that would be a tea and coffee kind of situation. Like, do you prefer tea or do you prefer coffee?
Tea.
So exactly. Some people would prefer straight out of college. Some people would prefer.
What's a better option?
According to me, a better option would be gaining some experience after graduation and then going back to MBA, because once you have a little experience
Like,
in the industry,
define little experience.
by little experience, let's say there are subjects, there are HR subjects or organizational behavior subjects.
Okay.
I've heard in a lot of interviews like this, like organizational behavior is one particular subject which people hate in college but admire once they get inside the industry,
Yeah.
because they see that happening in real life. How to get things done with people, how to manage people, how to manage their priorities, how to manage time with them. Like there are proper individual subjects just on the topics like this. But people don't value that because many people think that this is just theoretical or this is just some knowledge
Yeah.
that they
They
are.
prefer more ki practical situations where we can do that.
Yes, if you experience that in the practical situation and then you come back here, then you can relate to that. Because I had a family business, so I could relate some parts to that. Because of all these reasons, I think first you should gain some experience, like a couple of experience or even 1 year experience, no matter be it industry or your father's business or your family business.
Okay. So like people can do 1 year internships regarding a particular field in which they want to do MBA, whether it be HR or finance,
Yeah, why internship? If you have graduated, do a proper job.
proper job.
Because then you'll like there are proper selection criteria for different colleges.
Yeah.
In that, work experience is also given some weightage. Because of that, you get advantage getting inside the college. Like I would, as a fresher, would have to work extra harder to get inside the same college as compared to a person who has 1 year of job or 2 year of work experience.
Okay. And do engineers take most of the seats in IIMs?
Sadly, that's a true sob story, because as I said, they have an analytical bent of mind and they have prepared for maths for their entire 2 years of schooling, maths, science.
But I think
These
there
two
are
things.
other subjects, right?
Yeah, there are other subjects, but I would call CAT as maths heavy, because there are three sections. One is English, the second one is LRDI, which is the logical one, and the third one is the maths.
Okay.
So engineers excel at the last
Maths
two
part,
ones,
yeah.
maths and as well as logical part, because for engineering they get that logical or that analytical bent of mind.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not that we are way far behind, but that's a general tendency amongst the engineer students as compared to the commerce graduate or arts graduate. But we can excel, or generally we excel at the VARC part. They have a poorer score or poorer as compared to the other two sections. They have the poorer score in VARC. That's where we shine.
Okay. So like what were your strategies to crack IIM Indore? As in how much time you prepared for the CAT exam, then how much time you gave to your studies, and the subjects you aced at, that you thought that this is my strong point, I'm going to ace it no matter what.
So as I told, my friend was sitting downstairs, he advised me first go for a mock, and then you'll realize which subjects you are good at, which subjects you are bad at, and which subjects you don't have any idea about it.
Okay.
So anyone comes and asks me, what's the first step towards CAT? Give a mock. Give a mock of any past year, preferably the last 2 years, 2022 or 2023.
Yeah.
If you're giving in 2024. So once you give that, you get to know which sections you already know or which sections you're already good at, and which sections you don't know, and which sections you're bad at.
Yeah.
These three things you get to know. I started with the same thing. I gave a mock of 2021, I guess, 2021 or 2020. So I realized I'm fairly or very good at English as compared to the other two sections, because straight up giving mock, I scored somewhere around 90-95 percentile in that one particular section.
Without any prior knowledge, without any practice.
Without any prior knowledge,
Okay.
without any practice. I don't remember the exact score, but it was very good.
Okay.
And in the other two section, in LRDI, I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
I was just drawing something. In the third section, I scored like average. I had some idea, but I was bad at it.
Yeah.
It was overall, it was around 86 percentile without any prior experience or prior preparation. So this delta, it would be different for everyone. Someone would start at 50, someone would start at 85, someone would start at 97. There would be people who are starting at 97. So I knew where am I starting at. I was starting at 85 or 86. From there, I had to reach IIM Indore. From there, I had to prepare. I knew I don't need to prepare for English that much.
Yeah.
I knew I need to prepare a lot for LRDI.
Yeah.
I knew I can prepare for Quant. So I prepared for Quant. I improved my English. LRDI,
Somehow you
Okay.
managed it.
somehow I managed it.
So how much time you took for preparation?
Uh, it's a difficult question to answer because I gave 70 marks. Apart from that, I completed one book. I can quantify it in terms of the material I covered
Okay.
because you can cover it within 2 months, you can cover it within 8 months. I covered it in 3 months. So people cover it even in 1 month. That's
Okay.
the material that you have to cover. Some people who are working or some people who want to devote only 5 hours or 3 hours. If you are at it, if you study 10, 12 hours, then you can convert it in within 2 months or 1 month.
Okay. So IIM Indore was your first preference or the only preference, or you got more options and you went for this?
So that's a very sad story on my part because first, IIM Indore was the last one I converted.
Okay.
I had joined IIM Kozhikode before.
Oh.
I had joined IIM Kozhikode.
Yeah.
I had taken a seat there, and as soon as I was doing all the admission process, I got a call from IIM Indore. I wasn't expecting it, but
Yeah.
I got a call from IIM Indore that you got your seat
You are in.
converted. You are in.
Yeah.
I was confused. I literally walked around the campus 5 hours thinking, what should I do? Should I go to Indore? Should I stay back in Kozhikode? Because Kozhikode, I got LSM. There are 2 programs or 3 programs in Kozhikode. One is PGP. PGP is the flagship program or the program which is run across country and known as MBA.
Okay.
But there are other similar programs as well, like 80% MBA, 20% something else. So
What is something else then?
something else that's what I'm coming at.
Okay.
Kozhikode had 3 programs. One was PGP, 100% MBA. Second was LSM. LSM is Liberal Studies and Management. So they have 80% the same curriculum of MBA and 20% LSM, Liberal Studies and Management.
Kind
That-
of history, if I'm
yeah,
not wrong.
history, art, sociology, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And the third one was finance, hardcore finance, that will study 80 or 70% of MBA and 30% hardcore finance or concentrated finance, which the general management people don't study.
Okay.
Because of that, I didn't want to get myself stuck to that. So I converted to IIM Indore, and that's how it happened.
So nice. At least you found the place you wanted actually. Nice. So in today's generation, there are more artistic people around.
Yeah.
So what do you think, that MBA is still going to be a degree like the way it is in demand today, or in the upcoming years it is going to be a little less and the artistic things are going to get more demand?
Why do you think MBA is not an art? Why do you think people inside IIMs
Artistic skills, as in, I mean,
they are showing artistic skills? As we talked about this T-shirt, it's all an art. And even while you go inside the industry, there is a field called marketing.
yeah.
You need a lot of artistic skills to get ahead in the marketing field. I got placed in consulting, so you need that artistic skill. Not exactly artistic skills, but the people skills.
Yeah.
You would need that here. You would need that in the artistic world as well. So even while it is growing, I think the demand for MBA is not stopping anywhere, anytime soon. Or I don't see it even stopping.
Isn't it overcrowded, do you think, sometimes? That so many people apply and only a bunch full of them gets into that top B schools, the IIMs.
Don't you think that's the case with every profession, every good profession that is going on? Take it chartered accountancy, take it civil services, take it IIMs.
So what is the one thing you notice about the current generation and the past generation regarding the MBA field? As in, if you have heard stories that people who were not so much ambitious were not able to crack MBA. They were just able to do some 9 to 5 corporate jobs or landing up for the professional degrees, as in accept MBA. But today's generation is more, like I said, artistic skills. They have great communication skills. They have great coordination to talk with people and get their work done. So what is the main difference and what is the main reason that has developed this gap?
All right. So let me get this question right. So you
Yeah.
are trying to ask that past generation had a set bent of mind.
Yeah.
But
We are
the
now
current
more open.
generation, we are more open.
Yeah.
And how this gap has created and what is filling or
How
bridging
did we
this gap?
evolve to becoming an open-minded generation?
How does MBA come into picture in this?
Because I think people at the past years actually, used to crack MBA like it was a professional exam, considering like a civil services or CACS. But MBA, I think it's more like you said, maybe some people can crack it in 1 month, some people can crack it in 2 months, or even they take 8 to 9 months. But whereas if we see the professional degrees, like for CA or CS, they give a limited time always, and we need that limited time. Like most of the 90% of the students need 6 months to crack CA, CS courses like that. But for MBA, you need more artistic skills and more people skills.
Yeah.
So, but the older generation didn't have it that much, according to me. In
I
comparison,
would be in a huge debate or huge opposition to that remark, because I don't think older generation was any less artistic or any less, uh, people friendly, or not people friendly, so to say, but any less competent in the people skills. I would agree to this fact that our generation is more open.
Yeah.
Our generation is more open to experiences. Our generation is more open to world in general,
Yeah.
like global thing that has been going on. But the thing is, the MBA selection is a very different selection process from the graduation or the professional degrees like CA, or because here the selection is based on your CAT as well as on the interview. Equal or even more importance is given to the interview score that you gain. Like in IIM Indore, I guess 50% weightage was there in my time, and it evolves year by year.
Okay.
People give feedback to the college. My experience was like this, and college, on the basis of feedback and on the basis of feedback of professors as well, they modify every year. Each and every college slightly modifies their selection criteria, in which, let's say, 20 to 60% of CAT weightage is there. Some colleges 20, some colleges 60, and others in between. So because of that, every other aspect is taken into account because of that interview aspect. Because he's not judging you on the basis of your mind or on the basis of your analytical skills. He's judging you on the basis of how you are.
But that
in
is
front.
somehow my skills, analytical
Yeah.
skills that I can prove
Yeah.
them. So that is in
How
consideration.
you have proved them already. You have cleared CAT. You
Yeah.
have got a good score in CAT, because of which you are sitting in the interview seat.
Yeah.
But to get to IIM or to get to IIM Indore or any other IIM, you need to ace that interview as well. And even more importantly, you have to ace that interview, because now, as soon as the CAT score are done, you got the interview call.
Yeah.
Now your CAT score holds a lesser weightage than the interview weightage. Other things are more important now than the analytical bent of mind, like you spoke,
Yeah.
like you told. The artistic or the people skill or the communication skill or the experiences that you have had in your life, not just the studies that you have done, but the major, like you are doing this. Once you go into an MBA interview,
Yeah.
once you say this that you have done a podcast, this would hold, I guess this would, from my understanding, this would hold a larger weight than your 5% difference in your marks. So because of which all that factors are accounted for. Older generations also used to give interviews. Our generations are also giving interviews to get inside the college. Because of this whole process, that bridge is covered.
So now I can start for my MBA preparation, I guess.
Yeah, sure. You're already there.
Okay. So what role do you think luck plays in the success part or in your MBA journey? Like, obviously interviews are not easy to crack. So is there any role that luck plays or it has played in your life regarding any journey, not even particularly IIM?
So I've been speaking a lot about experiences.
Yeah.
This answer also has to go with experiences. Like most of the learnings that I've had in my MBA journey
Yeah.
was not because of the academics that I did. Part was because of that, but mostly it was because of the experiences. And there are many experiences which happen for luck. Like for example, the hostel you are staying in, the people who are besides you, they create your friends group. And because of your friends group, your entire experience or your entire learning is created. Like I met a guy at airport.
Yeah.
He had a 3 years of experience prior to joining MBA. I was a fresher. I was going with a bag, and there I have someone who has 3 years of experience. And because we met at the airport, because we went to the college together, we got a room side by side.
Okay.
Simultaneously, we went to the college gate, the security gate. They gave us keys, and we got the room side by side. Because of that guy, and because of the other friends that I have, I'm giving this one particular example. Because of that guy, I learned a lot. We participated in case competitions together. He was in the preparation committee as well.
Okay.
So, sorry, placement committee.
Yeah.
So because of these things, because of such people, because of other people as well, because of my other friends who have been in experience or who have had a lot of other, variety of experiences in their life, I got to learn a lot. And I met them by chance. If I would have met someone else or a fresher like myself, then that learning or that experience or whatever I got from MBA, it would have been a little different. If not less, if not more, I can call that a little different.
But it can be better, I guess,
Yeah,
because
that's why I said
two fresh minds are like they can do anything because they don't have anything to lose.
That's why I said luck plays a lot of role in this.
Okay.
In this aspect, luck plays a lot of role. The people you meet.
Okay. If you had the chance to go in the past, what advice would you give to the person who is doing BCom? Means your BCom Shreyansh.
Yeah.
What advice would you give him at that point of time?
Don't repeat the same mistakes I did. Like I just restricted.
What mistakes?
Mistakes would be I just restricted myself to studying for my chartered accountancy. There are a lot of things happening in college. As soon as I used to get done with my exams,
Yeah.
I used to come to college. Like I took part in one of the events named Pitch to Rich. I don't know if it still happens or not.
Okay.
It happened in St. Xavier's that year. So I represented Bhawanipur for that event because I am interested in entrepreneurship and everything.
Yeah, the business management events.
Yeah. So that's the only and sole or the major interaction in the college competitions I had. I could have done a lot more. I could have done a lot more staying inside the college, coming to the dean's office, being active. Like just right now, I was sitting with Dean sir,
Yeah.
and alongside that, alongside him, there were ISAC people.
Yeah, I met.
So that whole conversation, I could have been in that conversation had I been active in college, had I used to come to college, but I didn't for these events.
Who knows, you might be here. So, okay, coming to the conclusions part, what is the one myth about IIM colleges?
You don't get to sleep. That's a myth. Only, I guess, couple of months, not more than that. That pressure is there,
Yeah.
but only for a couple of months.
After that, you learn how to manage your time and priorities.
Yeah, that extreme timeline or extreme schedule
Okay.
shows you how to manage your time, and then the pressure reduces as well drastically. Like I told you, 4 very big things are going on: your academics, your placement preparation, your club committee selection, and your networking and your friends.
Yeah.
All these things are happening all at once. You learn to manage that, and after term 1, you only have your friends and academics. The selection part and the preparation for placement part, that's done.
Okay. So now this is a segment which we are planning to play, which is called red flags, green flags, because Gen Z.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you the situations, and you're going to tell us that if it's a red flag or a green flag. Studying for 10 to 12 hours a day without taking any rest.
A big red flag.
Participating in all college activities even when all your syllabus is pending.
Is there a grey flag?
The white flag, you can surrender.
Yeah, I can surrender.
But still, if you had to choose one flag, because now you said that if I had the chance, I would do the college activities. So you missed that part, but you also you are in a better place right now.
In hindsight, I would give it a green flag.
Okay. Preparing for exams like ZAT, MAT simultaneously with CAT.
Yeah, that's a big help because you can set CAT as that's a green flag.
Yeah.
I'm commenting on that because CAT is the foundation, and around that you can prepare for other exams as well. Like ZAT, it has 2 exact same sections as CAT. So if you prepare for CAT, you're done with those two sections. And the third section is decision making. You can complete that within a couple of weeks. Like almost everyone does that in the last 2 weeks after the CAT gets over. So that's a very good idea. I only prepared for CAT. I gave NMAT. I cleared NMAT. Not cleared exactly that, but because I didn't convert XLRI. So.
Okay, follow-up question. Doing other professional courses with MBA, with CAT.
I don't think that's a good idea because you don't know where your interests align.
Yeah.
Because going to college, I was strictly restricted or I was heavily focused towards finance.
Yeah.
I have a BCom, I was in CA, I cleared foundation. So I thought I'm hard bent for finance.
You're flexing now. I've cleared
No.
CA foundation.
Because no, CA foundation is not a flex. If I would have...
It is, please. I've failed.
Okay. Because you exactly don't know where your interests align. Once you get inside the college, as I said, I was hell-bent towards finance because of BCom, because of CA foundation. So I thought I was a finance guy. But be it my luck, be it, that luck part.
Yeah.
I got an internship in strategy and marketing. It was a strategy come marketing role. And then once I did my internship, I was like, I'm never going to finance again. Okay. There was this one prof, he was the professor of marketing 1, MM1 in the term 1. So it's marketing management, term 1. He used to tell us, you are not listening right now because you think marketing is not for you. You are only here for finance. You are only here for strategy. But if by chance you get a marketing role and you actually end up there, then you'll come back to me. And I actually did go back to him. In term 2, as soon as I got that offer from Dr. Reddy's for marketing and strategy role,
okay,
I thought, sir, now I am here. So I have to learn how to exactly do it. But you don't need that much because MBA prepares you for everything. Because of those reasons, doing a professional certificate or a course along with a CAT preparation, that doesn't make sense. If you have done it beforehand, then it's all right. But during the CAT preparation, I don't think just to boost your CV or just to boost your profile in the MBA interviews, you need that. After going into the college, you know how your interests align, and then you can follow up on that.
Okay. So the final red flag, green flag question. Watching our podcast Time Capsule.
Big green flag.
Okay, thank you. So that was the end of our podcast. Thank you for coming, and I hope we'll see you next time. Sure.
It was great being here.
Thank you.
For the end of our second episode. If you guys really liked our content, please put down your suggestions in the comments below. And for more such content, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends.